G'day! Today, guys, my friends, what are we gonna do? We're gonna talk about, well, you guys might know this series, but it's called Mafia. Now, this is a video game, and I was thinking, why not I tell you guys about Mafia 4, if it's coming out or not. Now, people's been telling me, Brooke, you might be a fan of the Mafia games. Do you know if Mafia 4's coming out? Well, I'm gonna check. Is Mafia 4 coming out? Well, I don't know. So I'm gonna check it out. So if you guys know what Mafia games are, it's kind of like action violent games set in like the first one I'm thinking was set in the 1930s. I forget which one. So we got a lot of Mafia games. Well, some of them is like story expansion, main series. So main series is Mafia 1 that came out 2002, Mafia 2 that came out 2010, Mafia 3 2016. I love Mafia 3, and 2020 Mafia Definitive Edition. That's like remastered version. I played Mafia 3 and 2 before, and I've played the DLCs of it. So 2010, same Mafia 2, The Betrayal with Jimmy, and there's two more Mafia 2s of 2010 named Jimmy's Vendetta and Joe's Adventures. And 2017, 1 year later, 2016, came a Mafia 3 DLCs. 3 of them called Faster Baby, Stones Unturned, and Sign of the Times. So Faster Baby's got... So if you don't know what Faster Baby is, I'll try to explain it. So Faster Baby is like this one where you gotta go into the Sinclair Parish town, and this sheriff who's, why I'm not being racist, hates black people, and is like telling them to stay away from the town. And he's racist, and his team as well. So you gotta take him down and kill him and stuff. Stones Unturned, this is, you guys might not know, but there's this guy named Lincoln Clough whose friend, John Donovan, had a friend named Connor Aldridge after the war, and he betrayed him. And Sign of Times is when you gotta take down this cult. It's not a scary game. Well, Sign of Times is a bit scary, but this is not a horror game. This is more like an action comedy. Remastered Edition, Mafia 2 Definitive Edition. This is the mobile spin-offs. 2010 Mafia 2 Mobile, and 2016 Mafia 3 Rivals. So, let's see, Mafia 3, so this is what it's about. Set within the fictional city New Bordeaux based on New Orleans, 1968. The story follows former criminal Vietnam veteran Lincoln Clay, who is forced to return to a life of crime to help his adoptive family. Sell problems to the local branch of Mafia. After Mafia betray and murder his family, Lincoln embarks on a quest for revenge while slowly building a criminal empire and seizing power from other criminal organizations in the city. So it's an action adventure game set in an open world environment and played from a third person perspective, which the player assumes control of Lincoln Clay, a Vietnam War veteran, and a quest to seek revenge for his adopted family who are murdered by local mobs. And there are these 10 districts named Bayou, Delaware Hollow, Barclay Mills, Frisco Fields, Ponte, Verdun, Texas Harbor, South Downs, Railroad, Downtown, the French Ward. If I ever put Mafia in my videos, check if I have. If I haven't, I will do it today or tomorrow. It says players can complete objectives using a variety of approaches. For example, players can use the weapons provided in the game, like shotguns and revolvers, to eliminate enemies or call for allies who arrive in the van and assist players. Now, so set nearly 2 decades after his predecessor, Mafia 3 takes place during the late 1960s within the fictional US city. So, situated within America's 7 states and coastline, city is composed of island districts, industrial complexes, ports, high-rise offices, prominent slums, suburban housing, and historical districts interconnected by railroads, and a road network or a large swampland separating city from the coast. So the city consists of a mixture of cultures including African Americans, Irish, Italians, Haitians. Is mostly controlled by one mafia crime family, Marcano family, alongside small organizations like the Irish mob, the Haitian mob, the black mob, like, and I quote unquote black mob, a Southern Union group of white supremacists. They're like the KKK. So I'm not gonna tell you everything that happens because I don't want to say any spoilers. So you guys can possibly play the game or watch it on YouTube. No, so I'll tell you. I'm not gonna. I'm possibly gonna tell you about the DLC. So Faster Baby was released on March 28th. Now, new location to the game's map, Town St. Clair Parish, located in the outskirts of New Bordeaux, along with a series of story missions related to it. The DLC storyline focuses on Lincoln's efforts to help civil rights activist Charles Lavone's daughter Roxy retrieve incriminating evidence against St. Clair Parish's racist Sheriff Walter Beaumont, who killed Charles's informant called Blood and stole all the evidence he had gathered. During the DLC, Lincoln befriends a marijuana farmer whose farm is destroyed. After completion of the main DLC storyline, Lincoln can help him rebuild his livelihood by finding marijuana strains, then selling the plants in New Bordeaux for profit. So, Stones Unturned added military-grade weapons and vehicles, new missions featuring Lincoln and John Donovan teaming up to stop former CIA agent Donovan's nemesis, Connor Aldrich, who stole a nuclear bomb in hopes of ending the Vietnam War. The quest takes into an unnamed island in the Gulf of Mexico, from where Aldrich and his men plan to contact the North Vietnamese army in order to sell the warhead, thus tipping the nuclear balance of power. DLC also adds a new character, Robert Marshall, a retired CIA sniper returned to bounty hunting, can be used during the main game and the other two DLCs to take out enemies by vantage point. After completion of the DLC's main storyline, Lincoln can aid Marshall and track down one of the fugitives in New Bordeaux by using a non-violent dart gun. Now that was cool. I love that DLC. My favorite is gonna have to be Stones Unturned and Faster Baby, because I love when, like, you befriend this marijuana farmer. I forgot his name. BJ or something? RJ, I don't know. Stones Unturned, I love it because you get to experience what happened during Donovan's time when he was, like, with his nemesis. And the third and final one is released January 25th, signing the Times, add throwing knives, a bullet time mechanic, new storyline centered Lincoln's conflict with the Escalante, a satanic cult who wants to bring about the birth of Perry Sanglant, a demonic entity which they believe will provoke a race war that they will win, with the Hellfire James, which is a priest, not his actual father, but his mentor as well, and a former cult member. Lincoln teams to put an end to the Escalante and their deranged rituals in hopes of achieving closure over his adoptive family's death. Most missions, including this DLC, a player act like a detective, investigating crime scenes for clues to help them progress storyline. After completion of DLC's main storyline, Lincoln can renovate Sammy's destroyed bar with the help of his Aunt Lily, gradually restoring it to its former glory. So if you don't know who Sammy is, it's basically like a biological father, because if you don't know the story, I can say what Father James said a little bit. Lincoln's mother abandoned him in old 1947, a couple of years after he was born, so he's in his 20s in this 1968. His mother, I heard she was Dominican. I always figured his father was white, maybe even Italian, not that it even mattered. Back then, if you look black, you black. I mean, I'm not going to say the word, but if you're African American, you're African American. Same as today, I suppose. He stayed at the orphanage until 1958. And then his friend Donovan says, well, when did you meet Lincoln Clay? Because, like, they're best friends. And he's like, 1966. I was running Black Ops at Laos on behalf of the CIA. He was loaned out to me via joined CIA DOD task force. And Father James says, he was a quiet boy. A good boy. And Donovan says, 2 Purple Hearts, a Bronze Star, and a Distinguished Service Cross. He served his country with honor and distinction. And then Father James says, after the city closed the orphanage, he fell in Sam Robinson, which is the same person. Now, Sammy owned the black mob over Delray Hollow, but often colored boys didn't have a lot of options back then. Boys like Lincoln are the ones who've been abandoned. They're always looking for a home, always looking for a place to accommodate. I think he always thought he could find an army. Plus, I half remember some of it, but I don't remember the rest, so if I'm struggling, watch it on YouTube and you'll know what I mean. And he says, thing is, once that's lost, you can never get back in. I think he was talking about family or something, and he said this about Lincoln as well. When he returned from the war, Lincoln ended up back over at Sammy's. Now, Sammy owned the Italian mob a whole lot of money, and they needed Lincoln's help. It's a damn shame what happened. It breaks my heart. Now, when I was playing it, guys, this got me confusion. I will end this soon and do kind of parts of these, but let me just say something. When he was like, it's a damn shame what happened and it breaks my heart, thing is, I didn't get what he meant. Like, I was like, what do you mean it's a damn shame what happened and breaks my heart? Like, can I just say one thing before I just end this and go for another part? See, when I watch a movie or show or play a game, I don't search out what happens in it, because that's not how I do it. I play the game or watch the movie and show first, and then when I watch episodes of it or something, I go and check it. And then I see what happens, and then I'm like, okay, I was right all along. But sometimes, before you watch it, it stays like that, but after you watch it, it changes. Like, they put it to, like, they tell you, like, in a more cooler version, like, if they said that someone died, they would say, eventually, it's revealed that one of the characters says he passed away in his sleep or something due to injuries, and then you'd be like, why the change? And, like, they're trying to tell you, they can't just say it dies, but then they have to tell you it passed away. You get it, guys, right? If you don't, I'm not going to explain it because I'm going to get more confused than you guys will. But, yeah, so I think your friends, so if you don't know what Haitians are or whatever their name, they're like kind of like French people, I think. I think they're French or Dominican, I think. I don't really know. See, this is, so Lincoln reunites with his surrogate father, Black Mob leader Sam Robson, his adopted brother Ellis, and his friend Father James Ballard. So Father James was, I'm thinking he adopted him and became, oh no wait, I'm thinking Sammy adopted him, and his adopted brother is Ellis, who's Sammy's actual son, and I think he met Father James. I get it now. See you guys soon.